Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Games and Things. Going to make your home more fun, then make yourself a theater room, a man cave, a first-class game room. Any of those options are available if you go through Games and Things. Everything from home theater seats to pool tables, from bars and bar stools to card tables, from dartboards to jukeboxes, man, they got everything and everything in between everything. Games and Things in the corner of Kingston Pike and Lovell Road, or Lingston Pike and Covell Road. But get down to ourgameroom.com on the website. You'll find them there as well, because life should be fun, and they make it so, I promise you. Okay, back with our whole crew here. We got the 4 media guys who are still with us, and we go over there. We got the 4 VFLs. There we go, and we're about to, you see the thumbs up, thumbs down. We're about to play Will They or Won't They? This is where we take some numbers from last year's game, or where Tennessee is standing, or South Carolina is, and we see how this game is going to shake out. So here's question number 1. Last year, South Carolina ran for 153 yards on Tennessee. Will they run for 150 yards on Saturday? VFLs? No, 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 no. Nobody thinks they'll go for 150 on the Vols. Let me see if I can change this answer. A little Price is Right here. Florida ran for 183 on Tennessee.
I thought about that.
Marlon? Still no. They say no. Okay. Gentlemen, are they right? And the South Carolina won't run for 153 on the Vols?
I think they're right. The best running back for South Carolina transferred to Southern Cal. And they don't have a real good offensive line. They don't have a real good run game. So I'm going to go with the VFLs.
I agree as well. I worry about that one big play that happened for Florida that could happen at any time with the defense, and that can expand the numbers and change the game as well.
Yeah, this was more about gauging Tennessee's run defense than it was gauging South Carolina's run offense. All right, 5 times, here's question number 2. 5 times under Josh Heupel, the Vols have given up more than 30 points at home. All right, did it twice last year and won both games. Beat Alabama and beat Florida, giving up 30. Question for the Vols, for the VFLs. Will South Carolina score 30-plus on Tennessee? Let's see what they say. We got 1 no from Sterling. Everybody else says, yep, Carolina will get 30 on the Vols. Sterling, why no?
It won't happen. Our defense is a lot better this year, in my opinion, and we got Aaron Beasley at middle linebacker right now. So he's our quarterback on defense, and he won't be missing those calls to make big plays happen consistently. They go to practice. They'll make a few. They will not make not enough for 30 points. Not at all.
Okay, why do you other guys say no, they're not hitting 30?
I think you're still missing the other guy on the defense, Peely.
Yeah, Cam Peely.
And missing Peely. I think if you had him, that might pull that number down, but there's a lot of holes there, and Rattler's really good.
I see an explosive back and forward. Back and forward. I see him getting it.
Kevin?
Yeah, I just feel like with Florida, when Mercer's on the move, he kept us off balance. And it's hard to get to a quarterback on the move. Whereas Spencer Rattler is a better version of that. He's a better mover. So I feel they're going to get their points. They got better receiver, better quarterback, but we got to get our points too. So
Sterling shaking his head through all that. All right, question number 3. South Carolina has allowed 17 sacks through 4 games, worst in the SEC. 9 versus North Carolina, 4 against Mississippi State last night. Tennessee has recorded 16 sacks, which, as Chuck pointed out earlier, is near the top of the SEC. Will Tennessee record 4 or more sacks against South Carolina? Everybody says yes, and you know one of those key stats, the game gauge that we put up, Josh Heupel's teams win 96% of the time when they get more than 3 sacks, 3 or more sacks. So your guys are guaranteeing a victory. Okay, Chuck, make note of that when you're setting the line.
I will.
All right, so do you guys agree with that Tennessee will get 4 or more sacks? That's a lot.
Yeah, I do. And that's what their average is, but
Yeah.
I do. And as
That's
you
what
pointed
Carolina's
out,
average is too on the other side.
yeah, and North Carolina had 9.
Yeah.
Even Mississippi State with 4.
Yeah.
So I'm saying yes.
Pierce, Barron, Beasley, Thomas. There you go.
There you go. You got
Yeah,
the crystal ball out. All right. Well, our last one here, we've referenced it earlier, but our last one requires some video.
Coach Heupel asked me, I would say you really want to take a look at what Cam Newton did at the time in his time at Auburn, and I think we're going to have to start using Joe's legs as a function of the opposite offense, but on design QB runs, quarterback power, zone read.
Well, there you go. That's why Kevin Simon's been on the UT staff before. That's why he's been scouting the NFL. The interesting thing, though, for those that didn't catch it in the broadcast yesterday, that was last week when Kevin said, take a look at Cam Newton. On the broadcast, they said that typically Joe Milton will be sent home with tape of the team that's coming up, the opposing defense, or they'll send him home with tape of plays he needs to correct. This past week, they sent him home with tape of someone he could learn from, Cam Newton. Clearly, they're watching the Sports Source and listening to Kevin Simon. Okay,
Kevin sent him the tape.
he knew. That's right. All right. So here's question 4. Joe Milton is averaging 34 yards per game rushing and 1 rushing touchdown per game. All right, 34 yards and a touchdown. Will Joe Milton rush for 35 yards and a touchdown versus South Carolina? They all say 35 yards and a touchdown. It's a two-parter, and they're all in. Let's see what the media guys say.
I think he likes to call his number close to the goal line. So if they get it down there, and that's a pretty good number, but I can see him getting that much. Yeah.
35 and 1. What do you got?
I'm confident in the yardage. Touchdown's tougher because we found Sampson, so he'll
That's right.
he'll run it in from now on.
All right. What do you think? Would you say 35 and a touchdown?
No,
The and a touchdown is tough.
I'm gonna go under on the 35. I mean, if you take out the 81-yard run,
Yeah.
he didn't gain much at all against the road runners.
It would be
So-
like you to take away an 81-yard run.
Well, and well, he got tired during the run. So I'm gonna go under on the 35.
All right, very good. All right, let's take a look at the final verdict on what you said. How many of the next 4 games will Tennessee win? 40% of you say they're going to go 2-2. 31% of you say they will go 3-1. 22% say 1-3. Yikes. And 7% say 4-0. I didn't give you an 0-4 because I figured Bob would be the only one to do it, and he turns out and goes 3-1. All right. When we come back, the Cavaliers line. What is it? What's the over/under? Who's leading our contest? Who's on the panel? Who's leading our contest with the people at home? You guys. We'll show you that and how you can play along. Come on back on the Sports Source.